In this video, I'm going to share with you 15 real life incidents that have taken place, some with my clients, some with who my clients knew or they were working in their company. And it is to give you a kind of like a cautionary warning that when you go to the Middle East in countries like UAE, especially Saudi, Kuwait, and Qatar, it's not all hunky dory and it's not as easy as people think. Okay, I got a job. Okay, I'll leave the job. It's very different from maybe things back home. And this is specifically targeted to those people coming from India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Sri Lanka, where your government kind of doesn't give a rat's ass about you. Okay, for Westerners, maybe it's kind of different because they have VIP kind of privileges. But if you're Indian, I don't think your Indian government is going to do anything much given the massive population crisis. Okay. I'll not share the identities, but I will share the incident, and they are very real. And how this topic came to mind is just now I finished a call with a client. I can't tell you about it because it's an ongoing problem investigation that he's facing. All he had to do was take my opinion. All he had to do was, I told him, don't do this, but he just mumbled and fumbled and he did things. Now, once there's a legal case on you or once an investigation starts, it becomes a problem. So I'm hoping that this video kind of gives you that common sense and cautionary warning that please, it's not your country. Don't play around. Okay. So in no particular order, I'm going to give you the 15 examples. If you know anybody or if you yourself are going through this, you can send me a private email. My email details are put down below. I'll keep it confidential. But yes, if I feel the content will add value, I'll share it at a later date. Having said that, let's start. The first one was Indian chap who managed to get a contract in this country, construction. He just, out of the blue, he sends me a message. He's like, help me. I'm in deep trouble and all that. And I was like, you need to explain what happened. So long story short with this guy is he had managed to get this job, very excited. He kind of maybe overpromised the employer. Once the employer was very happy, paid for the ticket money, paid for everything. He came back. He was, asked to join. However, after joining, they found out that he doesn't know as much as he claims. So that was the first problem. You claim, I know so much, but then you deliver so little. Well, you'll have a problem. And because the owner spent money on his ticket and on his stay and on his medicals and everything else, well, obviously he wasn't ready to let him go that easily, but they cut down his salary. And because they cut down his salary, what he was expecting, he didn't get. So now he didn't want to work with the company anymore. But now here's the problem. If you don't want to work for the company, some of them, at least, this happens very much in the Middle East, they will ask you to reimburse all the expenses that they spend, from the ticket money to your medical, to your stay, whatever expenses they incurred. And in this case, the local guy was straightforward. He said, listen, you promised me so much. This is what you deliver. So I'm giving you an appropriate salary, but if you're not happy, I don't mind, but you have to reimburse me for all the nonsense, including the salary difference, because they don't believe that he deserves so much. And he did get in touch with me after that, once that problem came, and he was telling me he'll take them to court. I said, boss, listen, you don't have the money to take him to court. He's an educated local. He will destroy your life, okay, because he knows the laws of the country. I'm pretty sure, given the size of the company, he has contacts, connections, and he has enough and more money to drag you to court until kingdom come. So this is the first one. I guess the moral of the story, number one, don't overpromise and underdeliver. And second one is, once you sign the contract and they have spent a substantial amount of money for your travel, your ticket, your stay, your your medicals, they are not going to let go of you that easy. They'll say, reimburse us and then we'll let you go. So he finally, after 2-3 months of back and forth and all that, finally sold some property, I guess, back home in India, paid, and I guess he never wants to come back to the Middle East ever again. Okay. Second one, this is a little bit same like the first one, but in this case, the guy lied on his resume. You could say he lied about his references, he lied about his work experience, he lied about duration, he lied about position, literally lied about most of the things. Okay. And well, how they found out was they got in touch with one of the companies that was mentioned, and I guess he didn't have a very good opinion of this guy, and they spilled all the marbles. I think the person who called, not too sure, was a female. So maybe she was a little sweet and managed to get this guy. They spoke on the video. So when he saw a beautiful female, he must have been, okay, I'll tell you the secret, I'll tell you the truth. And they literally managed to get this guy exposed. And like a dumb idiot, this particular chap had not, he had created this LinkedIn account, but he somehow forgot to delete his old account, which you have to be a dumbass to keep your old account and create a new one. And they were able to match, and then they found out that this guy is bullshitting. So got terminated on the spot. And well, that was not just terminate, bye bye. They did cause him a little bit of problems. And how I came to know about this is someone who was working there told me that this guy's life is pure hell right now. Okay, so never lie on your CV, please, especially if you're talking of especially government companies or companies which are very critical. You can even go to jail. This has happened to someone who I know when he applied abroad in the West. In the West, they don't take it lightly. You are literally trying to be, you're trying to play the role of being a fraudster. Okay. And especially if you apply for a government company. Number 3 is Indian chap with the fake credential, fake degree, in other words. Fake stamp, fake everything. I mean, I came to know this from my HR friend. He told me about it, and the guy is jailed. The guy is jailed because he was given to the authorities, and this company was rather conservative. They didn't appreciate this at all, and he had taken up a senior managerial role. I think the main reason, if I recollect, was they wanted someone with a master's degree, and he just had maybe a diploma. So he faked the degree and he faked the master's, and they were able to verify this and find out it was fake. So for him, it was straight away, the owner put it as he cheated him. So he got jailed. So be careful over there. Number 4, this one is a very famous case, which I spoke about in my video. The guy joined young chap, and somehow he found the receptionist to be very hot. Couldn't take his eyes off her. And because maybe she was showing her assets. Indian chap, single, he used to always go and flirt with her. Until, well, I guess he went a step too far and started sending her romantic, this thing which he could not take. They had already complained to the HR, which I guess it didn't register in his head that the warning was, there. He still started giving this girl the creeps until she finally went, I think, to the owner and broke down and said that she was feeling very unsafe. Well, immediately terminated. I mean, this is not a Hindi movie, especially when you're talking to a female, and you might think you're Shah Rukh Khan, but you're not. Okay, be careful. The most serious one of this one was when a chap, he was busy trying to get the attention of the secretary to the CEO. And because she was a young, beautiful girl, only headache over there, or the problem over there, was this guy was already married, and he was trying something funny. So anyway, I don't want to move into that because that was pretty ugly. That was a really bad scene. All right. Number 5. This one is silly and stupid, but the owner told me about this. When you join a company, you get a salary, you get paid certain perks, and whatever privileges you get in the office is meant to be in the office. You are not supposed to take the stationery home. This guy I don't know what, he made it a point to take pencils, papers, pens. He was literally taking this stuff home. And little did he know that, the accounts department was keeping a tab on the stationery. And very soon they found out that, the department is working. They are taking the maximum amount of stationery. And, well, you have to be a dumbass not to be aware of the fact that there is CCTV in most of the places. And one fine day when he decided to take his shopping bag, nice one, and put a couple of things and go home. Well, the camera caught it, and they managed to submit this, and he duly got kicked out. Why? Why? The stationery, papers, pencils, pen. People don't like that. That is not allowed. And he was the only one who was doing that, by the way. And he was not doing like just one pencil or one pen. He was doing it very frequently. I don't know. Was he selling or what was he doing? Idiot. Number 6. This one is kind of dicey. It's kind of, there's no hard and fast rule. But when you work for a company and you sign their contract, you are technically speaking working for them. You should not be working for anyone. So this guy was working for this particular company, but in the evening he was moonlighting as maybe a freelancer. I don't know the whole story because the HR told me that they got him booted out. He was working extra jobs to make extra money. But I guess what happened was the reason why they took action is his work where he's supposed to perform, he was not actually keeping them very happy. So obviously they had a question like his performance is not up to the mark. And later on, when they found out that he has another side business or side hustle, obviously 1 + 1, 2, they kind of equated that the reason he's not performing here is here he gets a guaranteed salary. There, he doesn't get a guaranteed salary, but he gets more money, so he's putting more hard work over there. So either way, they didn't want too much of drama and complication. They kicked him out. Number 7. This one is a big no-no. The guy was working in a real estate company. And though this is a known fact that all real estate agents share emails and phone numbers, I'll give you, you give me. It is an industry trend that no one can stop. But that doesn't mean you take it for granted that you can do it and not get caught, or if you get caught, there's no repercussion. The guy had actually, he out of all the things, he took a USB, put it into the, the server or whatever, downloaded all the documents. Little did he know that once you do that action, the activity is recorded. It's recorded that you put a USB at this time and you copy pasted this information. So the IT guys, the security team that was there, they kind of they found this out because obviously it's a big company, and they informed the management. And sadly for him, in his case, they didn't just terminate him. They put a legal case on him, and he was supposed to cough up a large sum of money. Otherwise, he was going to rot in jail for a very, very long time. You don't do that. Please don't play around with company secrets, and please don't copy in a USB. I don't think that they cannot find out. From cameras to, the IT machine itself, if you have a server with the software, they can record the date, the time, what you copied exactly, all this. Number 8, this I've spoken to you before. Indian guy works in a bank, gets commission for customers that come to him. He bribed the security guys. They have this temporary security from a company that provides the security chaps. So he had his set people who would work there. And every time a customer would come in, he would tell them, just give them my number or call me. I'll come and meet this customer. So he would get the commission. Personally, I don't think it's anything wrong. But the only problem is the bank has to, if you get the customer, the bank pays you a commission, so they get less profit. So if it's a walk-in customer, you don't get any commission. So that way, if you look at it, yes, he played around. So where he made the mistake was he used to do this with all the security guys. They were pretty happy. Nobody complained. Nobody said anything until one day there was this slightly, I think, new guy who was there, slightly old, conservative guy. Maybe he is aged or something. And he went and informed the management that this guy is, offering me money to bring customers to him and all that. I don't know what to do, something like that. And the guy got suspended. They conducted an investigation and he got terminated. Lucky for him, they didn't press charges, but he lost a good job. He lost good money. He lost a good career. And now he cannot use that bank as a reference. Number 9. This kind of reminded me of the stupidity I did once upon a time. Indian chap, smart, knew the IT bit of his company. And he decided, well, it's okay to, do from VPN to downloading porn to downloading all kinds of movies to what do you call that? Even playing games. He kind of installed games and all that. And because he was IT, I guess he knew how to install and in the company laptop and all that. Until one day, the company laptop was kind of seized by the manager. I don't know who ratted him off, and they found a nice collection of porno in his laptop. And this was not taken very lightly, unfortunately for him. I don't know whether they were paying. I think in UAE, the more internet that you use, it's not like you pay one package and you can download how much you want. I think you have to pay the bill accordingly. In my case, I was a stupid jackass who did it in his mid 20s. That time it was every, I think, gigabyte you have to pay extra. So I ended up where the bill was like 2,000, 3,000 or something. I bought the bill 10 times more and I was nearly going to get terminated. But in this guy's case, I don't know whether the company had to pay more for the downloading, but when they caught the laptop with porno, there problem. And I think in some of the cases, the data that is on your laptop can be synced. I'm not too sure about. Okay, number 10. This was a guy who worked for a company where there was this, owned by an individual. And here's the thing: if you are employed by an owner who is from your village or from your city, and he wants to support the talent from his city or his village, and he brings you, that means he knows contacts and connections in your city or in your village. This guy was given a job maybe because of the common, okay, he's from my city, he's from my village. And then he gave a sob story about his mother being sick and hospitalized and this and that. And he wanted to borrow an interest-free loan, and the owner, feeling sorry for him, gave him the interest-free loan. But the owner is also smart because he said that, he will stay with me for longer. So that's why I'll give it to him. But once this guy went, back home and transferred the money, they gave him a holiday. Later on, they found out that his mother was apparently sick, but she got okay. But still, he asked the money, and he didn't use the money for this thing. He used the money for other purposes. I don't know what were the other purposes, but I found this out from someone who's close to the owner, and the owner was not very happy about it. Very, very pissed off. And although they didn't terminate him because, he has to pay the money back, I don't think he had a very happy situation over there. And I think he literally burned the bridges where he could never be in the good books of the owner, nor would he get a promotion. So it's not worth destroying the trust of the most important person who can literally make or break your career. Number 11, I've spoken about this. Please don't post anything on social media that can get your ass into problem. You're in UAE, you're not in India. Whatever the post is, whether it's BJP, RSS, Hindutva, Muslims, just don't. And if you're in a Muslim country, you don't like, share, or berate Muslims. So this guy did this. In his case, sadly, he was jailed because the complaint was made by a local Emirati who apparently found out his post. Okay, and they tracked down who's this guy. Number 12, which is very similar to this client, you avoid going legal at all costs. But in this guy's case, he decided to take the owner to court. He decided to complain about him to the ministry. He thought maybe he has human rights or he can do anything, because they advertise, if you have any problem, you're a laborer, come to us, we will give justice. Yes, there have been instances where 2,000 or 3,000 laborers, if they have a protest or march, the government intervenes and makes sure that they get their rights, because you're talking of 2,000, 3,000 people. But in this case, if you're one and you're going against someone who is, has big guns, your life is going to be made miserable. So legal case, I think the guy is still stuck. It has been, I think, 7 or 8 years, still stuck with the owner has dragged it. This guy's life is miserable. I don't know what did he do that hurt the pride of this owner, the ego. Once the ego is hurt, they're not going to leave. Number 13 is this is a youngster who got booted off as quickly as he joined. Why? Because he believed in you get paid 8 hours, you work 8 hours, you go home on time. And he not only after joining was making it very explicit. He didn't even hide the fact that he was going home. In fact, he started telling other people, "Hey, why are you working here, man? Come on, you should go home on time, and then the management will respect you." So he thought he was a trendsetter until one of them ratted him to the boss and told him, "Sir, this is what he's telling me." Went to the boss. Boss went to bigger boss. Finally, they were like, "You're a newbie and you're talking like this. Get the hell out." Lucky for him, they didn't do anything more than that. And last, if not the least, which I've told you is, please do not overpromise and underdeliver. Because you may think that once you overpromise sun, moon, and stars, and you're not able to deliver, they'll keep the same salary, they'll keep the same position. No. In some cases, if you're lucky, they'll just terminate you. But in other cases where you're not so lucky, they will make sure that you reimburse them for all the expense. And the worst case scenario, if they feel that you have cheated them, they might even go legal. Okay. I'll just give one extra bonus before we finish. See, going to the Middle East, there is good money. That is without a doubt. There is good money. There is a good life. But there are risks involved if you do not know the law. Do not, under any circumstance, think that you're smarter than the system. When you're talking especially of the loopholes of the system. The last example that I want to give you is once you join a company, I'll say this in a very diplomatic way because I've not taken permission from the guy to share this. But once after you join a new company, just keep in mind, everybody is watching you and nobody's your friend. They might be nice to you, they might be kind to you, but the management, you are a new recruit. So they'll make sure, is this guy worth it? They'll be literally having like a camera on you. So what you speak to anyone, what you share with anyone, what you do with, even sending emails, all that, everything is monitored. So if you do something or say something or communicate that is questionable, remember, when in doubt, ask yourself, would I say this to the owner? Would I say it to his face? If the answer is no, or would I do this Facebook activity or whatever? Would I do it in front of him? If the answer is no, then don't. Okay? So just be careful. But otherwise, see, I've given you the extreme cases. It may not be this would happen to you, but it's always prevention is better than cure. I hope this video added some value to you guys. If you know any incident or story or it has happened to you, send the information to me privately. I'll always keep your details anonymous. And yes, if you have any questions, I'd love to read what they are. Comment down below. I hope this video helped you. Let me know if it did. This is me signing off. Yeah, bye.